What's up, guys? You know who it is. Marcus J. Jackson with another episode of Live Life. Number 41, relationships. How to deal with the breakup, okay? How to deal with the breakup. With the breakup, right? You know, that ultimate breakup that happens when you feel like the world is at an end. You cannot live without this person. How are you going to get along without this person? Life is just turned upside down because you and this person are no longer together. All right. So, Live Life series, as you know, is for those who are struggling with suicide. This is National Suicide Prevention Month, right? And this platform is to help bring awareness to suicide. Wow. A little stiff there, all right? So every morning, from in between the hours of 12 a.m. and 2 a.m., I make myself available so, people can reach out if need be, just to have somebody here to talk to, or listen to, if you will. So if you need to talk to somebody, I will gladly listen to you. I am totally okay. I'm an excellent listener, and I will be glad. I'll be very happy to listen to you. So I figure if I can sacrifice a couple of hours of sleep, to make myself available for somebody that could possibly keep them on this side of life, I would be very, very grateful if the favor was done for me. Okay, so you just never know. You never know who this video helps. Gotta have your tea, right? Gotta have the tea every morning. All right. So, and this is a very, very informal platform. Feel free to ask questions if need be. Feel free, to chime in with a comment or, something. Criticism, good or bad, I don't give a damn which one it is. It's all good. So I don't complain against the criticism at all. That's just where a person is. Wait a minute. I'm gonna find my little information sheet. Anyway, until I find it, I'll just tell you what the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is. 1-800-273-8255. Okay, and they will. They have resources available for you, and they are able to. Wow, I can't find my. Oh well. They can definitely talk to you. You got the experts on that, on suicide awareness and prevention. That's where you want to be. If you have, if you need someone to talk to immediately, and you're not able to wait until after the video, you need to talk to someone right this moment. Those are the experts, and they will help you out. Okay, I'm a life coach, so I can definitely listen to you. I'm not a suicide prevention or awareness expert. But I do believe we should have a platform for everybody and all types of mental health challenges or mental wellness challenges. So, give me 1 second. Let me find I gotta find my little, whatchamacallit. What in the world? Oh well. That's what I get for not. I usually come in and prepare and all that good stuff, but today I didn't. All right, I just didn't. So my whole purpose for doing this video is because a buddy of mine I spent some time in the Army with, he decided to take his own life because he was in the going up in the church hierarchy, but he could not figure out how to balance the church concepts or biblical concepts and those belief systems that that follow religious belief systems, and how he could be gay and or homosexual and be a Christian. And it was just something that he was that he struggled with, and it was very unfortunate that a misunderstanding of what these things are really about, a lot of basic biblical concepts we've taken and misunderstood them. A lot of the things are allegory and we take them literally. All right. And we have to be educated on these things. And a lot of times we don't realize the severity of the situation until it's too late. All right. So yeah, that's kind of my, my suicide experience. And I've had opportunities to deal with people as a first responder, with suicide, and I've been able to assist them through making a decision to stay with us, as opposed to take their own life. Okay, so if you clicked on this video and you are in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911. Go ahead and click off of this video and call 911 and get you some help immediately. Okay, if you want to reach me after this video, my contact number is 469-626-7486. Feel free to reach out to me after the video. And if I don't answer, I'm usually available from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. for phone. But tonight I'm on at 1 o'clock. So of course, if you need to call me after the video, of course, we can talk, and we can see where 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 that balance is. We can find out where the balance is, to help you stay on this side of life with us. Okay, I'm very, very excited about the opportunity to help you guys out. If it's just listening to, sometimes just listening to the video. I had the amazing opportunity today to meet a young mother who her son watched one of my videos or a series of my videos and was motivated to stay on this side of life with us. And I cannot, and it was so amazing because I was doing a showing. I was showing a house. I'm a realtor. My day job, that's what I do. I'm a realtor. And like I said, I'm also a life coach. And to hear her say that, my son was watching your videos and decided to stay with us instead of, taking his own life. And I was like, oh, wow. I was truly humbled by that. And, she said it was you're during the perfect time, right? 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. And truth be told, I was actually going to, start doing the video at 10 o'clock. I had made the announcement and everything, but, after that, and she said, you're doing it at the perfect time. I take the sign of the messengers who are sent to me. Because if you understood the synchronicity of her reaching out to me, her giving me that message, it was, like I said, it was during a showing that I was doing, and she was like, oh, I watch your videos, and You know, it's really great to see you in person. And she introduced me to her other two sons. And I was like, wow, so it's definitely, these videos are reaching people, they're helping people out. So, hey, it helped one person out. So I'll take that. I will gladly take that. Yes, I will gladly take that. Okay, so, all right, let me put this in the comments. Paste. All right. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Okay, man, I don't know what is going on with my nose. No, I'm always detoxing. So whenever I drink a lot of water and tea to, all that kind of good stuff, it definitely gets my nose running. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to be digging in my nose all on camera. Because y'all will be talking about me. All right. So let's talk about relationships, man. I'm also, my wife and I, we do couples coaching, relationship coaching, marriage coaching, whatever. Basically, whatever kind of coaching hat you can wear, that's pretty much what we can do. Like, we've pretty much done coaching on just about every subject, from business to relationships, to just image consulting, the whole nine. And I really think it's I really think it's a very, very much needed field. Not a lot of people are actually talking about how to, they may say, hey, this is how you get the girl, and or they'll say, oh, this is how you keep the girl, and this is how you stay married, and so on and so forth. But not a lot of people talk about how to handle the breakup, right? So and it's rightfully so, because there's a lot of God, I got a big old pimple right there on my darn forehead. Anyway, I'm just random like that. When I see stuff like that, it's just weird. But anyway, 40-something years old with freaking acne. Learning how to get over the breakup is something that we never really, you never talk about that. You never hear a lot of people deal with that aspect of it. So tonight, that's what I'm going to be talking about: how to actually get over the breakup, right? So we live in this world where, you have social media, and you have commercials, and you have TV, who everybody presents this relationship, like everything is like super duper awesome. We have no worries. We have the perfect relationship. So they got the selfies where they're both smiling and taking pictures, and they're out at the restaurant taking pictures of the food, and they got the food up to their face, like, I'm with the greatest guy in the world, and I'm with the greatest girl in the world, and anything other than that, anything other than the perfection that we see on social media, TV, we may even see our peers. We may even view our peers that are in a relationship or married, even our parents, we think that if that's the standard, and if we don't meet that, then suicide is the alternative, right? Suicide is the very next option if we're going through a breakup, or we're going through things that going through something that just didn't quite work out, right? First, I want to go ahead and tell you this, that of course, not every relationship is going to work out exactly the way that we wanted it to, right? Whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, I mean, it could be a business relationship, mother-father, mother-son relationship, or father-son relationship. There is no cookie-cut standard operating procedures of a relationship, or and there's nothing that says the relationship is going to last forever. And at some point, these things are going to end, whether it's, us transitioning from this life into the next life, or into our next experiment or next lesson that we have to learn after we leave this planet in the physical form. That's not a reality. All right. That is not a reality. And I want you to know and understand that there is no relationship that is the best. And, if I'm with this person, I'm in a good relationship. If I have a person that acts like this or treats me like this, I'm in the best relationship. All right. And a lot of times the stuff that you see on social media and TV, it is simply a front, and they are acting. Not all relationships where you see all the beautiful selfies and all of the, the kisses and the hugs, and, everybody's getting married. Everybody's looking their best in relationships. And that's not the case, guys. Of course, nobody's ever going to post their breakup on Facebook, or Instagram, or social media for that matter. And if they are posting it, it's not for, they're not trying to seek help. They're not trying to find help with their situation. They're on trying to blast each other out or try to make each other look bad. That is their purpose for sharing their breakup on social media. That's just it. It's usually never anything positive when somebody's posting, their breakup on social media. So tonight, like I said, I'm definitely going to touch on a few things on how to cope with the breakup. All right. So if you want to take a moment, get you a pen and the papers. I'm gonna go over some things real quick, just some basic stuff. Maybe it'll help out. If not, if you can't use it, pass it on to somebody else. All right. Make sure you get you some tea. All right. You got to have you some tea. Some of us drink coffee. But because I go to bed right after this, if I drink coffee, I'll be up to the next day. All right. Especially around this time. So I either drink tea or water. I got some Breathe Deep, right? I got some Breathe Deep going. What else? Anything else yeah, that's about it. I drink, and I also keep me a bottle of water with me too. That way, while I'm editing my video or uploading my video, because when I get through here, I'll upload my video to YouTube and other things. But anyway, so let's get into it real quick. All right. So the first thing I want you to remember when you're going through a breakup is that a breaking up is not, you didn't do anything wrong. All right. So we have to get over the concept of thinking that we've done something wrong during this, during the breakup, right? So whatever the reason is, all right, it's not it's not your fault per se. We take on this victim mentality and we say, the breakup was my fault. I cheated. I did something wrong. Or if we don't realize, we are in a state of trying to figure out what we did wrong, or how can we keep this person, or how can we get this person back, right? You know, and I'm not saying once they say I don't want to be with you, or you tell them I don't want to be with you, you never ever contact them or anything like that. I'm simply talking about if, you know, the breakup is happened and you're at a state where you know, you have that victim mentality and you are looking or trying to figure out what you did wrong. Okay. Let me see. I believe that is Miss Tristaka or Miss Trissell. Good morning. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butcher your name, but good morning. I just wanted to let you know I see you out there. All right. Love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, every night I'm on here from 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm sorry, 2 a.m. Between the hours of 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. Usually I do the video from 12 to 1, and then I just take phone calls after until 2 a.m. But, you know, feel free to give me a call anytime during the day. I'm a realtor and a life coach, so I'm on the phone during the day anyway. So give me a call. If I don't answer the phone, please leave me a message or shoot me a text. I will get back with you. I do answer my inbox as well. So if you need to talk to, you know, if you need to reach out to me via inbox, I do answer that also. So anyway, yeah, number one, stop thinking that you've done something wrong. All right. Because when we think of terms of right or wrong, then there's always going to be a victim per se, right? There's always going to be something that we did or didn't do. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. I'm still trying to find my notes. I had like a whole notepad. If my desk wasn't so junky, I could probably find it. But anyway, anyway. So yeah, number one, you want to stop thinking that you've done something wrong. So, and when you think in terms of right or wrong, there's always like a victim. There's always somebody to blame, somebody's fault, right? And you think it's my fault or it's the other person's fault. Anything to take the blame and the responsibility off of you, right? So here's the thing to that. Here's why I say you didn't do anything wrong, right? And we think of in terms of right or wrong and how that kind of hinders us. So you go, you know, the breakup has happened and you feel like, you know, there's something that you did wrong. So you're going to continuously try to find a way to right the wrong, right? You know, I can make this right. You know, it's okay. Let's just stay together and we'll work it out, right? You know, and if it works, fine. But if it doesn't, you know, you're always looking you're trying to figure out what it is that you did. All right. So what I would invite you to do is accept the fact that you know, it has the time that was dedicated to the relationship is no longer a full-time project. All right, that's a good word for it. There's no longer a full-time project. You two, or you as this person, or whatever kind of dynamic you have, it's time for you to move on to another project, another something else that's going to occupy your time as well as your mind. Okay, so feel that emotion, feel into how that makes you feel, like understand how that makes you feel, and as you process it, right, I'm going to give you something real quick. As you process it, journal. All right. Right? Journal. If you indeed feel like you've done something wrong per se, right? I want you to write it down. Write down what you are feeling. Write down what you think you did or what you think they did, right? Write it down. Like, feel those emotions. And a lot of times we want to push those emotions away, right? But you didn't do anything wrong. Like you didn't do anything wrong per se. And I'm not saying, or ignore the fact that you might have made the, not so good of a decision or whatever. But the thing is, what I want you to take from it is, did you learn, like, what did you learn from this? Okay. Obviously, you've reached a point to where you two are no longer able to be together. But what can you do, or what did you learn from this breakup? Like, how can you move forward with this? Like, what did you learn? Like, instead of being sorrowful and playing the victim role, let's take a moment and figure out what it is that we did. Like, what did you really do? What did you learn from that? From the decisions that you made, right or wrong, what did you learn from it? And going forward, how can you better serve yourself as well as the next person in this breakup? All right. So that's number one. All right. And solution for number one is journal. All right. You're going to journal. Write down every single thing that you feel about this particular relationship. Okay. Write down, the sad moments, write down the happy moments, and just feel. Take the time and the moment to feel. And a lot of us don't do that. Like, a lot of us try to reject those feelings. All right. And once you have those feelings and you felt that emotion, go ahead and cry. Right? Go ahead and cry. Let that stuff out. Right? Let it out. Talk it out. Write it out. That's where the best friend comes in, and you pour your heart out to the best friend, and the best friend doesn't really give you advice. They just kind of listen, they just kind of listen to you vent and listen to you get the stuff off of your chest. So that's why I say journal it. And the reason why I want you to journal it is so you can go back and say, you know what? Wow, I broke up with this guy, or this girl broke up with me because, I made the decision to do A, B, C, and D, right? And now I understand that I could have made a better decision doing A. I could have done something different to do B, and I could have acted a certain way with C, and, I could have better prepared myself for D. Okay? So that way you're critiquing yourself, and you're able to take away something that you've learned from this breakup, right? So obviously always, be apologetic, of course, and respect the fact that the person has made the decision to move on with their life, and you respect yourself and move on with your life, all right? And like I said, only you know how serious the situation is. You know the person better than I do, of course. So, you take it upon yourself to do whatever you feel is necessary, as far as, dealing, with time frames and all that good stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But definitely journal and realize that there was no wrongdoing, whether your decision to move on was right or wrong. It's not a matter of if it was right or wrong, okay? It's a matter of it has happened, and dealing with the reason why and how to cope going forward, okay? So journal, okay? Stop thinking that you've done something wrong. Feel through the emotion and journal, all right? Journal. Okay. We got that down. Any questions on that? All right. I think I still got one viewer. Which is cool. So make sure, if you are, watching the replay, make sure you put where you're from. I just want to see how far the video is reaching out. How many people are actually how many people are actually getting the message. All right, so feel free. All right, so yeah, feel free to reach out if need be. I mean, I'm sorry, just leave. Feel free to reach out if need be, but tell me where you're watching from or whatever. So anyway, and definitely share this video. If you share this video with someone, if you think it would definitely help them out, please share the video. You never know, what is going to save a person's life. Definitely. So, all right. So let's go. We got the number 1 knocked out. So let's go to number 2. All right. So you felt the emotion through, all right, number 1, you realize that there's something that you need to learn from it, as opposed to saying that there's something, you did something wrong or the other person did something wrong. You've actually took the time, you felt through the emotion, and now it is time to accept the fact that it is over. It is time to move on. All right. That's number 2, right? Acceptance. That right there is a very, very, that's a big one. Okay, that's a big one. All right, accepting the fact that the relationship, as you know it, is over. A lot of people end up staying best friends after they break up. Or they're really, really cool people. They stay friends. They end up going out together. They hang out together. But some people are just unable to view the person in any other light as either a boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife or, things of that nature. It's only, they can only see dealing with this person on that level. They don't want to see, there's no friendship. There's nothing like that. And sometimes they want to just sever all ties completely, depending on how the relationship ended. There could be a lot of animosity, a lot of, pent up frustration and anger. And, you just don't want to deal with the person anymore. So it could go either way. But either way, let's accept it. Let's accept the fact that it is come to an end. All right. It's come to an end, and also you want to understand that there is a limit for you yourself that you're going to have to tolerate, right? You're going to have you will accept everything up until this point, right? Accept everything, except my my decisions. Well, I'll accept everything except, they owe me an apology. Well, I'm okay. I can deal with it, but they're going to have to do this. I can deal with it, but they're going to have to do that. And, well, if they don't do this, I'm not going to forgive them. And, it's not over until I get my ring back, or until I get my car back, or until I get my, let all of that stuff go. I mean, you can work out the particulars, of course, about big financial purchases. I get it. But as far as trying to use these things to force them into a relationship is a very, 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 very damaging decision. All right. You're going to cause more damage making a decision like that than you would doing anything else. Okay. Because that's almost bullying. You're doing things to force the relationship as opposed to accepting the fact that it's over, right? You don't want to do that, because why do you want to force someone to be with you? And a lot of us do that. Like we try to use material things. We try to use mental state, right? We try to discourage people from leaving us because we're totally insecure about our life and we're totally insecure about our self-image. So we will say very, very hurtful things, harmful things. You're never going to find anybody. No, who's going to treat you right? You have 2 kids. You're a mother with 3 kids, right? Or you're a man without a job, right? You're a man with 2 baby mamas. So, nobody's going to want to be with you. Nobody's going to we do all these things other than just completely accepting the fact that the relationship is over. Okay, accept it. It's not, and I don't mean it in a harmful way. Please don't take it that way. What I'm saying is that you are better than that. You don't want to bribe anybody to be with you, right? That creates a whole different dynamic, and that's not energy you want circulating around you. You don't want to vibrate at that level. You want to vibrate higher, right? And you want to accept the fact that, hey, our time together is up, right? It's time for us to move on and grow. So if you do things to keep the relationship together when one party doesn't want to be in the relationship, and you're doing everything in your power to I'm going to try and I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to make this work. And the person clearly does not want to be with you. Like, the person clearly wants to move on with their life, right? And you subconsciously, you want to move on with yours because you don't want that energy, right? You don't want that type of energy around you that you have to, it's conditional. Okay, I'm going to do this for you if you be with me, or I'm going to do this for you if we stay together, right? Or all this negativity, this negative energy that is produced by trying to force something that's not there. Like, you're trying to force a relationship that is clearly not there. Okay, so number 2, accept the fact that the relationship is over and prepare to move on. Okay, prepare to move on. All right, so number 1 was stop viewing the relationship, or stop viewing the breakup as a right or wrong thing, right? And just learn the lesson from it. All right. Number 2, accepting the fact that the relationship is over, or the breakup has happened, and it's time for you to continue to build yourself through what you learned. All right. Because believe it or not, everything, everybody says, oh, well, everybody always says everything happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. But that's the truth. It really is the truth. That person was in your life, as they say, for a season. Now that person is no longer playing that part. You've maxed out the time and you've maxed out the experience with this person. It's time for you to have another experience with someone else. Okay, it's time for you to have an experience with yourself, right? And that's going to be number 3. All right. So once you accept the fact that the relationship is over, it is time to work on self. All right. And I hope y'all are writing these down, because I'm writing them down. Number 1. All right. Number 1 is you didn't do anything wrong. All right. Number 2 is acceptance. And number 3, work on self. All right. Now, before, a lot of times, this is a very, very particular time in the breakup. Okay. Because once you accept it, then it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I stay single, or do I find somebody else to be with? And then you say, okay, I'm going to stay single and I'm going to work on me. But the moment somebody shows us attention, then we're like, bam, oh, he likes me. Oh, she likes me. I'm going to try to make a relationship out of it. So to try and hurry the process along, I may give sex, right? We give sex and we give other material things, and we go right down that pattern, that cycle, that vicious cycle that we did the last time, and maybe the time before that. So now we're back into that whole, rush, immediate gratification, because our heart is broken, right? Our heart is broken, and now we're looking for the rebound. We need somebody. We need that warm body in the bed with us. We're lonely, so we need somebody to talk to. We're lonely, and the breakup has been hard, and you know, I just need, I just need somebody. I have needs and I want somebody, right? And all those things are physical, very, very primal things that we are accustomed to, right? But that's the thing. You've grown used to somebody by habit, right? Not for who they were in your life. You've just used to that warm body being there. So now that here comes a time for you to actually work on yourself, right? This is the time where you need to build and make yourself whole before going into another relationship, all right? So how do we work on self, Marcus? Like, what do we do to work on ourselves? All right, I'm glad you asked because I'm about to tell you, okay? You want to focus on doing things that promote time with yourself, all right? Time with yourself. So, of course, my number one go-to is meditation, all right? Make sure you write this down. So, meditation when it comes to working on self, right? And meditating is stilling the mind, not clearing everything from your mind, right? And a lot of people think the meditation is, oh, well, I'm not going to think about anything. I'm just going to meditate and, not think about anything. Well, no, it kind of defeats the purpose, of meditating, right? You're meditating, allowing the thoughts to enter and exit the brain without any judgment, right? Enter the mind, exit the mind without any judgment. Don't hold on to any of the thoughts, right? So you're just allowing your mind to be still. The mind isn't chasing a thought. The mind isn't trying to hold a thought. The mind is just still, and it's allowing the thought to go in and come out, right? Thought comes in and it comes out. This is what happens during meditation. So find you a place that's a very, very quiet place, preferably a place that you can go to all the time. Like, I have like a little altar and a little meditation area set up in my room. And my wife has a different area set up in her room too. And, that's our little space where we go and meditate, and, we may even journal and do some things like that. So it's not blocking out everything. All right. You want to process, like you want to go through the process of releasing the thought. You want to go through that process. It's very, very important that you do that. Because inside that chaos, inside of the reflection and the contemplation on the relationship is where you're going to grow from. That's where your lesson is going to come from. Okay. The reflecting, and a lot of people say, oh, well, I just want to forget about the whole thing, and I don't want to go back to it, and I don't want to think about him, or I don't want to think about her. I never ever want to see them again, no matter what. And that's not the case, guys. Okay, that's not the case. Like you want to be able to reflect on the relationship and find the positive things in it. Therefore, you will be able to heal from it, right? You become a whole person from it. If you say, I want to forget about it, and I don't want to ever think about it, it's going to linger in the mind. You have compartmentalized this experience, and you're going to hold on to it, right? So because you have compartmentalized this experience and you're holding on to it, the next man or woman is going to have to deal with you in this little box that you put them in because you've compartmentalized the last relationship. So this little person is going to go inside the compartment, right, with the last relationship. And that's not what we want to do. We want to make ourselves whole first, then find someone to be in a relationship with, or someone will come to us, and we're in a relationship with them, right? So meditate is definitely the number one thing when it comes to, so this would be work on self, right? Bullet point, meditation, okay? The next bullet point is active, right? Stay active or get active, okay? right? So, working on self, you want to get active. Like you want to go for a walk. I remember when I went through my first divorce, right? One of the main things that really helped me is that I decided to walk to work, and I probably lived maybe a mile and a half because I worked at the local hospital at the time, and I stayed like a mile and a half away, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk. I'm gonna walk to work, and I would literally walk to work, and it just allowed me to have so much time to think to myself, right? It was like I said, it was maybe a mile and a half at the most, and I really got to just zone out. Like I really could zone out, and I don't know, by default, like I lost weight. Like anytime you go through a breakup, and I'll talk about the effects of a breakup tomorrow, because that's going to be important too. But you know, anytime you go through a breakup or a divorce, it's stressful. So you're going to lose weight. You know, and I was walking, so because I was walking, I lost weight, and I got, you know, the ladies or just people in general will say, hey man, you know, you're looking pretty good. You know, you got you some, you know, you're losing weight. You know, what's going on? You know, so by default, I was de-stressing my body, you know, by allowing myself to exercise and processing that, you know, that stuff, like that negative energy that's just on you. And the only thing that can to cure that is that dopamine rush. You know, those feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin, you know, they kick in when you're exercising, like when you're moving your body. So that would be my, you know, bullet point 2. Get into some kind of activity. You know, walk. You know, join a book club where you're going out and you're meeting people. You know, go join a dancing group or dancing club where you learn how to salsa or something like that, or you learn how to do the Chicago step or something. You know what I'm saying? Take up a martial art. You know, learn how to do some, you know, judo or some grappling, where you're just releasing that tension and that stress of worrying about the relationship. Okay, so if nothing else, definitely walk. You know, work out. Lifting weights was something that really helped me get over, you know, my divorce, right? Because like I really went through it, man. I really went through it. And if it was not for the guys at the gym, you know, I look forward to seeing them at the gym, you know, working out, talking about life, right? You know, and I know not a lot of people want to go to the gym and talk about life, but, you know, I want to go in and get my workout. But that was where I was at the time, you know, and that's probably where you are at this moment in time. Like you're just trying to figure out how to deal with the breakup, okay? Uh-oh, excuse me, 1 second. I think I got to sneeze. Get my tissue ready. Okay, so you didn't do anything wrong. You know, you accept the fact that the experience with this person is reached this limit, and it's time to move on. Okay, now that you've accepted the fact that the relationship is over, it's time to work on self. All right, work on making yourself a whole person by meditating, doing some kind of activity. If nothing else, guys, just get out and walk. Right, it's starting to get cool outside. It's not hot anymore. You know, get you a little light jacket or something and just walk. You know, walk for about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, all right? And it'll be very beneficial, right? And you will see how it'll definitely make things better for you physically, and it'll definitely give you mental clarity, all right? So meditation, activity, right? And number 3 is get involved with make contact with other people immediately. All right. You don't want to sit and be, by yourself all the time. All right, because when you're by yourself all the time, that's when, everything just kind of, you're bored, and the only thing you can think about is what you did wrong in the relationship or what the person did wrong in the relationship. So get around people, get out and get social. All right, go out to a club, hang out with the girls, hang out with the fellas, and just interact. Continue to feed that social aspect of yourself. All right, you don't want to get closed off, and you start to, especially those of us that are empaths, right? We feel everything else that everybody else feels, and we become even more sorrowful, and we just get into a hole. You ever have those friends where they go through a breakup and you don't see them for like a month? You call them and say, hey man, what's going on? You coming to the, you coming to shoot pool with us, or you coming to bowl with us? No man, I'm gonna stay at the house, man. I'm just gonna chill, man. I'm on Netflix and chill, dog. And it's like, bruh, seriously? Like, you're gonna really do that? Like, you've been kicking it with us. You ain't kicked it with us all month, right? And your girls are upset with you because you ain't been out with them all month. I would invite you to go get that person. Go knock on the door and say, hey, you are coming out tonight, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be a club. I mean, you can go eat, go have a drink, go for a coffee or go for lunch. Just get out of the house, right? Because if you live there, or if you guys lived in the same house or whatever, the only thing you're going to think about is all the fun and wonderful times we've had and be sad about it. Okay? So no. And a lot of times is when you spend time alone, and it's not for therapeutic purposes, then that's when the suicide kicks in. The thoughts of suicide, and you just want to end it because your heart is broken. Your heart is broken, and you don't want to, you just don't want to push on anymore. And it's become so overwhelming. Your life totally changes because, this person is no longer in your life. So, I just, I make jokes about it, not about suicide per se, but, I make light of it so, you can see the humor in it. But it is very, very serious that you do not allow your friends to be by themselves and go through something like this by themselves. A breakup is tough, right? And people do, take themselves out, take their life when over breakups, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. Make sure the last bullet point is get social, right? Get out, go for, like I said, go for a walk, go to the park, do something that you've never done before, right? Just get social. Another social thing that you could do is go to like a meetups where they speak foreign languages, right? One of my clients, I suggested that they go to a meetup and learn how to speak Spanish. And she loves it. Like, it was the best thing that ever happened to her because, she met a whole new group of friends, and she was able to socialize and be with them and hang out with them, once a week. And it was very therapeutic for her, all right? So avoid spending time alone, right? Will be number 3, get social. Avoid spending time alone. Get out there and get social, all right? So that is going to be the information for tonight, all right? So real quick, just do a quick review, right? How to deal with the breakup, all right? Number 1, right? You're going to stop the victim mentality because you didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything wrong. The experience had to come to a close, all right? Number 2, accepting the fact that the experience is over and you need to move on, okay? The experience is, you feel through that emotion, right? Feel it, cry, go ahead and cry, let the emotion out, release the emotion. So now you can work on yourself, which is number 3, right? And number 3, bullet point number 1 would be meditation. So that's how you work on yourself. Number two, get involved, like work out, do some kind of activity where you're moving your body. All right. And number three, get social. All right. Get out there, meet some people, get social, take some time. Don't spend too much time alone. All right. So that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. Once again, I do love you. So if nobody else loves you, definitely know that I love you. All right. So if nobody else told you I love you today, I love you. Listen, live life. It's definitely reaching people, man. It's helping people deal with, thoughts of suicide. It's helping them process things a little differently. All right. So continue to share the information. Continue to share the video, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for leaving the comments. Thank you for leaving the questions. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the phone calls. Thank you for the emails. All right. Thank you so much for that. If you need to email me, my email is marcusjjackson@hotmail.com. Yes, I am old school. I still got a Hotmail. So marcusjjackson@hotmail.com. You can email me there. I do respond back to emails as well. That's it. Live life to the fullest, guys. Y'all take it easy. Try not to do too much. Peace.